Hey, welcome back everybody. It is your Motorhead Chef here. I'm John and I'm talking today about 5 more motorcycle must-haves. The first one is all the gear, all the time, or ATG, ATT. It's used a lot on a lot of motorcycle podcasts and YouTube videos that you will see. People are talking about you have to wear all the gear. Part of all the gear is this one, full face helmet. Now look, I'm not here to judge. I have often worn a half-face helmet or whatever, but I can count on one hand the number of times I've ridden without a helmet at all. And I live in a state that allows you to go without a helmet. Hey, that's your call. Again, I'm not judging. If you're wearing a helmet though, make sure it's a good one. Next, armor gear is part of all the gear, and that can be jeans or leather jacket or whatever, but you can get actual armor inserts. I used to own a jacket. It really probably doesn't fit anymore, that has armor built into it, and it's pretty cool. It's great to have that capacity, and if you do slide, at least you've got the protection. Another part of that you can get armored are gloves. Now, I started riding with gloves on many years ago, and so I guess it's just what you get used to. Some people don't use them. I like them, and on the back, a lot of them have armor inserts. So again, heaven forbid you crash, you're sliding along the road, you've got something that can protect you and not tear up your hands and give you that road rash that we don't want. Dress for the slide, not for the ride. The last thing on this particular list is boots or hard side riding shoes or whatever. I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pair of motorcycle boots, and boots that just double as, rider boots. It's great. It's nice to have that extra protection. Again, you don't want any of this stuff to happen, but what I will tell you is, not having crashed my bike or any of my bikes, I'm always prepared just in case, or at least I try to be. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm just telling you these are things that will make you a safer rider. Number 2, after all the gear, is a first aid kit. I have one that I always ride with. It's not a big one, but it does allow you to react if something should happen, whether you have a passenger issue or you come upon somebody else who is riding and they've had some sort of a problem. So not a bad idea. Another thing that goes on our list, number 3, is a cup holder. I have one. I'm not going to dig it out right now, but I have one. I don't have it on my bars all the time. You can also mount them in the back if you have a bigger ride like this one. And the idea behind it is it's easy to get at water or whatever. In Florida, where I do all my riding, or most of it these days, having water is critical. You got to water up before you go, especially in the summertime if you're riding. Not only does it get hot, but you need to make sure you stay hydrated. If you don't, it's going to mess you up and you'll end up dizzy and heat stroke, and you don't need that. So if you're going to ride when it's warm or where it's warm, make sure you have water. Cup holder is a great way to do that. Another thing I have is a phone holder. This one, I don't know if you can see it or not, is great because it clamps on my phone. I have not worried a moment about my phone popping off, because one of the earlier ones I had, that was a constant worry. This phone is going to end up on the highway at 70 miles an hour, and you know what that's going to cost you, a new phone. Phone holder, strong one, is really good. The last on my list of things that you want to make sure you have on your motorcycle, a toolkit. This goes in my bag. And again, I know if you've got a sport bike and you don't have the capacity, this thing's pretty heavy. This has to go 5 pounds. So maybe in your backpack, or a lighter version in your backpack if you're doing that. But if you've got a bigger bike, you can certainly fit this in, and there's a good argument for it. Inside, you've got things like an air pressure gauge, a multi-tool in here. I have different screwdrivers, and actually it's a multi-head screwdriver that handles, flathead, Phillips head, star head, if you need to get at it. Tire patch kit you can get as well. Having a crescent wrench, zip ties and duct tape, also not a bad idea, because you never know what's going to happen. And even best laid plans can, be problematic. You have something that, I didn't bring the right tool along, or I have no idea how to fix what's going on, which is often the case with me. But it's cool to have this just in case there's something you can fix and limp back to wherever you're heading. with your motorcycle. So anyway, not a bad idea. So you don't have to be a mechanic with this stuff. You don't have to be able to fix it. But if you can save yourself some time and money by just doing a quick repair while you're on the side of the road, it's not a bad idea. So that is our 5 things that you should have, additional must-haves on your motorcycle. And again, if you want to go back to some of the other videos, make sure you check them out, and it will show you some of the original ones that we talked about with our motorcycle must-haves. And you know the rules. If you would, please, it's not a rule, it's just an ask. Smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video, and then turn on the notifications so you know when we post new videos from motorcycles or trucks, or I got a lawnmower. Maybe we'll do the lawnmower next. And then also some kitchen recipes. Got some good ones coming up, and I look forward to seeing you then. This is your Motorhead Chef. See you. I watch some of the motorcycle races on TV, and you see some of them, guys flying off the bikes, and then they slide, and instead of dying in a terrible pile of shit.